One of my favorite things to do sometimes is watching interviews, not because I'm really curious about the interviewer and the interviewee, unless it's really somebody that I would listen to. Um, it's more so like what I can gain for not content, but like writing, because I write. And what I've noticed that when I'm watching these interviews with celebrities or anybody, it's always this thing that people are not recognizing to grow from, to get like the connection and relationships they want. And I'm going back to me, who is in this process of healing for the last 4 months, intentionally 4 months of sitting down, being in solitude and growing and developing. Don't let nothing get in between that. I have jumped so ahead that when I'm seeing these interviews, I have the answers to them. But in watching the interview is when I recognize I've grown from something. And in also dating, I've learned how much I've grown, and I'm not in that place anymore. The problem that we're seeing in relationships and dynamics of people that have a lot of trauma is not integrating that growth. Like, it's so easy to tell somebody to be an alchemist, but when it comes down to it, how? And the how comes from, again, embodying it first. It is so true that, like, when you think about when you're a kid, before you got anything, you believe you got it. You believed you already had it. And I know it just keeps replaying that, oh, you gotta manifest, you gotta do the forget these words, because you're always manifesting, because your life there's a path for you. Now, do you go on that path with the least resistance or the most abundance? And I prefer the most abundant way. And what I've recognized is that I have to make sure that I'm also doing things that allows me to be creative, so that I don't take what I need to be creative and purposefully try to mend it in dating. And I did that recently. I noticed that I was being held, seen, and met in a certain way, but the connection didn't fully align with what I truly felt like I deserved and wanted to move forward. The person was behind me, and I rather somebody that's in front of me. And anyways, I realized that I needed to create a distinction of knowing that some things is about creativity and some things is being creative and dating. And you cannot mesh the two because you're healing or because you're growing. You have to have discernment, which is which. And that comes from integrating the growth, integrating the healing, integrating the embodiment of who you know you're becoming and who you know you already are. But you have to know, who are you?